Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. A surprising Heat lineup that could play important minutes in 2024-25. The top four in the Miami Heat starting lineup are sketched in stone. Terry Rozier, Tyler Herro, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo will kick off the season running big minutes together. Due to his size, shooting, and decision-making, Nikola Jovic should be the fifth starter, but that's another subject. Haywood Highsmith could sneak into the starting lineup before the season ends. The on-ball defense he provides isn't coming from anywhere else on the roster. Highsmith needs to continue to shoot the ball at a passable clip to earn those minutes. He shot 39% on a shade under 3 3-point attempts last year. We need to see that again. Both Jovic and Highsmith provide traits that make a quality lineup. When firing on all cylinders, both players offer defensive versatility and spacing. Jovic can guard two positions, 4s and 5s. He's not elite but has grown to be a serviceable defender. He's not a player SPO has to hide. We know how valuable Highsmith is when he has his 3-and-D game going. Another factor that makes a quality lineup is the synergy between players sharing the floor. Highsmith, in particular, looked good playing with two of the Heat's bright young stars. According to PBP stats, Tyler Herro, Jamie Jaquez Jr. and Highsmith had a whopping plus 15.4 net rating in 170 minutes together. That sample is minimal, but the logic behind the trio makes sense. Herro can operate in more of a lead guard role, sharing the rock with Jaquez. Jaquez is versatile and fits like a chameleon in most lineups. Need him to cut? Done. Do you need him to initiate on the ball? He's got you covered. Need him to spot up? He's getting there. Jaquez discussed the importance of becoming a more consistent long-range sniper. With Jaquez's plug-and-play mentality, Herro can get off those tough, self-generated shots he loves to generate in a lineup with Jaquez and Highsmith. Highsmith complements those two due to his on-ball defense and corner shooting when he's playing at his peak. He doesn't beg for the ball, but he'll take the tough matchups that play the same position as Herro and Jaquez. Nikola Jovic should be in the starting lineup alongside Herro and company, but he's still a glove fit with this lineup. Jovic would offer more spacing to give Jaquez and Herro driving lanes. Jovic's brilliant passing would amplify the space in this lineup. I'm salivating at the mouth, imagining Highsmith rolling off stagger screens, two defenders flying at Herro, with Jaquez or Jovic hitting Highsmith with a perfectly timed hitch. Everyone's strengths are working together in actions like this. Who'd be the five-man in to complement Herro, Jaquez, Highsmith, and Jovic? In theory, Bam Adebayo works with any group. His defensive presence could make the Indiana Pacers a serviceable defense. Bam is just that good in any scheme. Though Bam will shoot more threes this year to potentially change the Heat's ceiling, we will go with Kel'el Ware in this surprising lineup. Ware shot 43% from three on low volume in his sophomore campaign at Indiana University. If that and his 2 blocks a game carry over to the NBA, the Heat will have a 2024 Kristaps Porzingis-like rookie on the roster. This 3-and-D center archetype is extremely valuable in today's NBA landscape. With the apex version of each player, this lineup offers everything to catch teams off guard: shooting, stingy defense, unselfishness, crisp passing, and, ultimately, the element of surprise. This 5-man group is a lineup the Heat could run in spurts to get Herro going or to change the flow of the game. NBA Basketball Power Index, projections, biggest questions for 2024-25. One thing that analytics can do is see the future. It's like a superpower without the movies made about it. For example, the BPI understands the Memphis Grizzlies underperformed last year with Ja Morant playing just 9 games and the injury-riddled team giving plenty of minutes to guys who won't get them this season. This season's projected starters, Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., Marcus Smart and Zach Edey, played a total of 137 NBA games last season, an average of 27 per player, which is coincidentally how many games Memphis won last season. The experienced guys are back, and Edey looked like a Rookie of the Year candidate in Summer League, so the BPI sees them with a 69% chance of making the playoffs in the very crowded Western Conference. What the BPI struggles to foresee, as we all do, is injuries. Past injuries are the best projection of future injuries, so it could happen again in Memphis, and the BPI is a little leery of it. That's one reason why top teams, not just Memphis, tend to regress toward 41 wins. The BPI doesn't see any team likely to win 60 games this season. Among the teams that finished at the bottom last season, the BPI also assumes that they actually compete and not tank, go into development mode. As a result, the BPI forecasts teams like the Brooklyn Nets, Portland Trail Blazers and Washington Wizards higher than most projection systems, thinking they're actually going to play guys like Ben Simmons or Bojan Bogdanovic over youngster Noah Clowney. Or, in the Wizards' case, Malcolm Brogdon over second-year forward Bilal Coulibaly, or Jeremy Grant over Scoot Henderson in Portland. But in either case, the BPI will adapt as the season progresses. With that introduction, let's answer the top party topics that the BPI can address. Bradley Beal was expecting to join the Heat or the Bucks before shock 2023 trade to the Suns. Bradley Beal joined the Phoenix Suns last summer out of nowhere as many, including Beal himself, believed the Miami Heat and Milwaukee Bucks were the leading contenders to land Beal. The former Washington Wizards guard appeared on the Run Your Race podcast where he discussed his trade to the Suns, revealing that he also thought he would likely be headed to the Heat or the Bucks that summer. Phoenix wasn't even in the picture really for me to go to. That was a fly ball that came out of nowhere. I'm chilling and waiting on Miami to hit me a grounder, Milwaukee, you know. Those were kinda like my two. Miami didn't want to do it, for whatever reason I don't know why. Milwaukee, I was straddling the fence. I didn't like that they were trading Middleton, they might hate me telling the story, but whatever. They were trading Middleton, but he had a player option, so he had to opt in. I don't know if he would opt in just to be traded to DC. We know the Bucks anyway traded away a franchise cornerstone who helped them win a title. Instead of it being Middleton for Beal, it ended up being Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard in a move that shocked and stunned the NBA. The Heat were pushing for a Damian Lillard trade themselves at the time and likely had Beal as a backup option. Let's not forget that Beal has a no-trade clause on a deal with 3 years and over $160 million left, so that contract would be a massive albatross that the Heat didn't want on their books going forward. Holiday won a title with the Boston Celtics this summer, so he ended up happy regardless, though being traded away from the Bucks was a shock to the defensive guard. The Heat didn't make any moves last summer, waiting till the winter to acquire Terry Rozier in a trade with the Charlotte Hornets. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Bradley Beal? Leave your opinion in the comments.